I've been using this 20-40 f2.8 for 3 or 4 months now, and it's become a must-have in my kit. I've taken it on photo shoots, I've taken it on video shoots, I've used it on the gimbal, I've used it for talking heads, I've shot landscapes with it, I've shot street photography with it, I've daily carried it. It's become a lens I really enjoy using. And I think for the money, this lens offers a lot of value and it's super underrated. Just like my last lens review, I'm not going to talk about super technical stuff. I'm not going to go into warping, I'm not going to go into distortion. I'm going to talk about my experience using the lens, how I've used the lens, where I feel like it fits into my workflow, and who I think the lens is for. I think using a lens is a lot about the experience and not necessarily about the technical side of things. So let's jump into it. The wide-angle zoom market right now is really interesting. There's a lot of different focal lengths, a lot of different price points, and a lot of really similar options. But what makes the 20-40 so special is that it's not just a wide-angle zoom, but it's not a mid-range zoom, it's this in-between, and there's only a few lenses like it in the market. Now I'm going to talk about video first because I felt like using this lens I've enjoyed it most shooting video. However, I know a lot of photographers are interested in this lens and I've shot a lot of photos with this lens as well. I'll leave a timestamp in the description that you can click on to go to the photography section of this review. If you just want to sit tight and watch the video section, you can do that too. So let's get into it. In terms of video, I think this lens really shines when you're flying it on a gimbal. The 20-40 is so light and it's so easy to balance. I've balanced it on a couple gimbals from the Weebill S to the Ronin S to the Ronin RS3 and I've had no issues whatsoever. What also helps with this lightweight and the fact that the lens doesn't move in or out too much when you zoom is that your gimbal doesn't struggle to balance it when you're pushing from 20mm to 40. You can kind of zoom in and out and don't have to worry about rebalancing the gimbal each time, and this is super helpful when you're running and gunning and you want to go from a nice wide to get some tight B-roll. The AF on this lens has never struggled. It's kept up with fast-moving bikes through the woods, it's kept up with simple B-roll. I've never had it struggle on me. I think the 20-40 is really the perfect run and gun gimbal lens for your Sony camera. The 20-40 is also great for talking heads. Throw it on your A cam, and if you're in a tight space, you can go out to 20 and get more of the room, but if you're in a bigger room, you can punch in and get a little closer. It's really versatile for an A camera, and I think any video creator should have this 20-40 in their kit. It's just so easy, so versatile, and makes shooting so much simpler. Clearly, I love the 20-40 for video shooting, but it's no slouch when it comes to photography. While it's not the sharpest lens, it's by no means soft. It might not be as sharp as something like the Tamron 35-150, but I'm not looking at these shots and going, oh, they look too soft or they're mushy. I think it does a great job still. I've used it for a lot of different things, as I said earlier, from landscapes, street photography, cityscapes, and I just think it's so versatile. The 20-40 isn't too big, it's got a good zoom range, it's a really great walk around, take everywhere with you lens. I could see a lot of people liking this lens for travel due to its size and its versatility. In my opinion, 20mm is perfect for landscapes and cityscapes with that wide angle feel. Any wider and it just looks unnatural and I'm not a fan of that look. Then you can go into 40mm and get full body portraits, which makes it such a good lens to take around with family and friends or when you're traveling in new locations. You can get your nice landscape shots that tell the scenes, but you can also get those close, intimate family and friend moments. While I do really love this lens, it's definitely not perfect. I wish Tamron almost charged a couple $100s more and upped the build quality a little bit, added things like a manual focus, autofocus switch on the side. It'd really just make the user experience better. I also think there's room in the market for a more expensive version of this lens, one that matches the 35-150 better. The 35-150 is so sharp and the 20-40 just doesn't quite do it. I think a more expensive 20-40 that's maybe an f2 or an f1.8 and has all the buttons and the switches that the 35-150 have is a really good spot in the market, and I think Tamron should seriously consider doing this. I hope they do in the future, but only time will tell. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to go into detail about flaring and pin cushioning and distortion. There is some of all of it, and you can check out other YouTubers' videos for more detail on it. Just know it's there and it doesn't bother me. So, should you buy the 20-40 f2.8? I think if you're a hybrid shooter or a video shooter, this lens is a no-brainer for the price. Coming in only around $700, it can do so much and it's so versatile, and you should definitely add it to your kit. I think if you're just a photographer, you may want to consider some of the other options or a really sharp prime, because I think you'll appreciate the extra sharpness you'll get out of a lens like that. The Tamron 20-40 f2.8 is a perfect zoom. It's a lens for someone who likes a lightweight lens, it's a lens for video shooters, it's a lens for photographers, it's a lens for someone who travels. It's just a really versatile lens. And I think we all can appreciate a lens that is super versatile. I hope this video helped you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos and go shoot some photos.